doctor. You see, no more can you complain, doctor, that your sick have no beds to lie on. There are their beds. Plenty air. Springy, like a mattress, huh? You know, like?
Oh, yeah, sure. As you say, they're nice, springy. Plenty of ventilation. What more can a man ask to die on?
You see, doctor, we know how to look after our guests in Korea.
Paul? Oh, Adrian. How's the leg?
I haven't been thinking about it much today. I think I'd like to sit down.
Ferguson. Could you have kept it out of the dirt? I've no more bandages.
I'm sorry. I suppose I could have. I'll wash it.
You've got to keep your trouser off that leg. As if that'll matter in all this filth. You know, I asked that swine today if I could go into the forest. I thought I might be able to find some plant or herb out of which I could make something. He just laughed. 3 more died today.
Why not let them die?
And don't say that. You're here. The only weapon we have left against these animals is life. We've got to live, all of us. Look, Paul, you have your talent, your music. They must not kill that. And I've got my children.
Johnny and Libby. And Mom and Dad and Meg. What a wonderful life to go back to. Tell me about them again.
You are a dreamer, aren't you? Nothing I haven't told you about them.
Well, show me Johnny and Libby again. Libby and Johnny. And Libby's kisses were always so wet that you had to wipe your face. She had a rag dog, a cold whelp. And the stuffing was always coming out of it.
I must live through this. That other man must never have them. Never. I'd sooner...
You've never told me anything about your wife.
Well, listen, there's nothing to tell.
Doc! It's Klein. You better hurry.
What can I do? It's nothing but my hands.
Doc.
It's all right, Al. I'm here.
I can't see. It's getting dark. I'm afraid.
Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of, son. You just hold on tight, huh? It won't be dark for long.
I can't.
Watch it! On your feet, pigs!
On your feet. Soldiers. Get him up.
Get him out! Just a minute. Get Sidney!
I said stand up!
Up!
You're too late.
Hey! Hey, Al, he wants to box you. He doesn't realize you're a Golden Glove champ. So you want to box, huh? Well, I'll show you how to box. Manager! Mayday! Man is here!
Once that sentry goes, you've only got 10 seconds. Careful. Adrian. Let's help him!
It's all right, Adrian. I'm here. You're all right.
The watch, the key. Take them.
You'll be all right.
Take them. Take them.
Remember what you've always said? That we must live. We've got to get out of here.
Mom, Meg, and Dad, kiss them for me. And the children, promise me.
But we've still got a chance.
Promise me. You must never have them. Better they die than that, you. Better they die.
Adrian.
Promise. Promise. John and Libby better dead. Promise. Promise. Alice. Alice.
aren't you, Paul?
Yes, sir. But I became naturalized before I enlisted.
No relatives in this country?
No, sir.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping you might have someone close to you in this area. See, Paul, the committee feels that we've tried every therapy here. Our job is done. Now it's up to you to try and adjust yourself to your own surroundings. Face the outside world. Try again to live as a happy, useful citizen. This won't be easy at first, so we'll take it in small doses.
Yes, sir.
Well, Paul, this weekend is yours. You may go where you like, do whatever appeals to you. You think you're ready?
Yes, sir. I'd like that very much.
All right. Get along with you. Report back to us at 8 o'clock Monday morning.
Is that all, sir?
That's all.
Oh, Doctor, here's Mr. Clinton's card.
Oh, yes. Take this. And if you need any of us, just call. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you're here, Paul. It's a nice little town, isn't it? You'll like it here. There's my home. Exactly as I told you it would be. 397 Woodlawn, Ambersport. You'll like it here. You'll like it here. Go right in. Go right in. The door's never locked. Go right in. Remember the key I gave you? It fits that clock. It's a comfortable room, isn't it? And it has so much love in it. So much love. Remember that? I won it at the fair when I was 10, throwing pennies into a saucer. And Alice is here, too. But I don't have to tell you that's Alice, do I? That's Alice. That's Alice. You never knew me when I looked like this, did you? Clean, healthy, and very, very happy. That seems long ago. So very long ago. Play it. Play it. I'll be right beside you. Play it.
You must be Meg. I'm Paul Quentin. I was with Adrian.
Adrian,
Forgive me for walking in here like that, but the door was open.
do you always just walk in whenever you find a door open?
You see, I know this house through Adrian. Every bit of it. All of you. Meg. Adrian's kid sister.
I'm 18. You play beautifully. That was Adrian's favorite.
We used to hum that, and we said if we ever got back together, that would be the first thing we'd play. And you're Adrian's mother.
And you are? This is Paul Quentin, Mother. He knew Adrian.
You're both exactly as I've always pictured you.
Oh, it was good of you to come.
I promised him I would.
Meg, take his coat. Please, won't you sit down?
I do hope you'll forgive me. I shouldn't have walked in here like this.
I think you had a perfect right to. You must have known Adrian very well.
I knew him better than anyone I've ever known all my life.
Have you... Did he send a message?
Everything he told me about you was a sort of message. There was one thing, though.
Yes?
It was just before he died. It was this. I promised him I'd do that.
Thank you, Paul.
You mustn't cry, you know. He wouldn't like that at all. He was always saying, you must never give in.
Mother? Paul knows this house as though he'd lived in it.
Yes, I've seen it so often in my mind. I've known it for so long. The piano, the grandfather clock. You've let it run down. He always used to wind it.
Yes, he always carried the key, and he took it with him.
He gave it to me to bring back. May I?
It's 20 of 6.
This is wonderful. It's exactly as he always said it would be.
Oh, my dear boy. I do hope you'll be able to stay with us for a few days.
I'd like that. Thank you. Thank you very much. May I have Adrian's room?
Well, of course. Why not? Meg will take your things right up. Oh, I must go over and tell Alice right away.
Alice? Well, doesn't she live here?
I know Alice has her own home.
But the children.
Well, the children are with her.
I must see them. I must. You see, I only have till Sunday.
But they're quite near. You mustn't excite yourself. You look very tired, Paul. You've been ill, haven't you?
Yes, I have, but I'm all right now. It's just the excitement of coming home.
Yes, of course it is. And now, before you go up, I'd like you to meet Adrian's father.
Oh, is he home so early?
Home? Oh, you see, he had a stroke the day we received the telegram. But he's much better now, and I know he'll be so glad to see you.
James,
Yes, dear?
This is a friend of Adrian's. He was with Adrian in the army.
My name is Paul Quentin. And there's the ship.
Yes. My boy built that.
You're Jody, aren't you?
Jody, this is Paul Quentin, a friend of Adrian.
Adrian said that the first meal we'd have when we came home would be your fried chicken.
I can manage that.
And for dessert?
Well, Jody knows, don't you?
Yes. But we want to hear you say it.
Hot peach cobbler would make it perfect.
Of course. And now you must go to your room and rest for a little while. Jody will show you.
I know the way.
This is rather wonderful, isn't it? Almost like having Adrian back.
Is he going to stay with us, Mary?
Well, I've asked him to stay over the weekend.
Come in.
I came in to see if you needed anything.
Where is everything? Where's his set of carved chessmen and his collection of Indian flints? There should be a bag of golf clubs in that corner, and all his books.
They all went over to Thornfield.
Thornfield?
Yes, his and Alice's house.
Oh, he didn't tell me about that. You know, Adrian was very proud of you.
I was of him, too.
He said you were pretty. I think you're beautiful.
Not really, but wait till you see Alice.
I've seen her picture.
Don't you think she's beautiful?
Yes, I suppose so.
She's not only beautiful to look at, she's a wonderful person.
Adrian didn't tell me much about her.
After Dad had his stroke, Alice took over the bookstore, and she's been running it for us ever since. And she doesn't have to, you know. She has plenty of money of her own.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm still in college.
Then what? Oh, you'll get married. Nobody as beautiful as you could stay single for long.
Oh, I can run pretty fast. What do you do?
Well, I was going to be a musician. Concert pianist. Then conducting, perhaps.
Was? Aren't you going to go on with it? Well, I should think you'd have a great future.
Future? For me?
Why not? Anyone who plays as well as you shouldn't be allowed to do anything else. Well, I'll leave you alone for a while. How would you like to go swimming tomorrow?
I'd love to, but I don't have anything to swim in.
Some of Adrian's things are still here. I'll bring them to you.
All right.
Okay.
Alice, this is Paul. You played that very beautifully.
It was a favorite of Adrian's.
Yes, I know.
You just missed a wonderful treat.
I heard some of it.
Now that we're all together, let's sit down. Come sit by me, my boy. Now, Paul, can you tell us about Adrian?
What do you want to know?
We never heard anything of the years he was a prisoner. We received no letters.
Did you?
What?
Did any letters get through to you?
No. We never stayed in one place for long, until we got to the last one.
Now, Paul, could Adrian receive medical supplies?
Supplies? We had nothing but what we stood up in. Nothing. Not even food sometimes. If it hadn't been for Adrian, I don't think any of us would have lived. When we wanted to die, he would scorn us and lash us with his tongue. And when we had to die, I never met anyone like him. He used to talk for hours about you and this house until I knew almost as much about it as he did. He gave me this home with his words. And I used to live it in my mind. I could live through a whole day, from morning till night, every meal, everything. I believe that was what kept me going, and kept me alive. He was a sort of saint, both terrifying and comforting. You can't tell about a saint in words. You can save your tears. He'd have had no use for them. He said to me once that the only weapon we had left against the evil around us was life. He said we had no right to doubt or to falter for a moment. He said that was the great sin, to give in.
Paul, were you with him when he died?
Yes. He died hard. He fought to the last inch.
James.
I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you, my boy. Thank you. I'm glad you came here. I can manage.
Alice, I've never seen him do that before.
Yes, dear, it's wonderful. Look, do you mind if I have a word alone with Paul for a few minutes?
Oh, no, of course. Night.
Good night. Paul, how did Adrian die? They told us he died of an illness.
No, they killed him. They tortured him for 3 days.
3 days. I tortured him much longer than that. Please. I can't talk to you here. Would you drive home with me? Please?
If you like.
Thank you.
Did you see him using his right arm?
Yes, Mother.
Mother, yes, I'll be right back. I'm just going to get him a glass of water.
Would you mind if Paul drove home with me? I'd like to talk to him.
Oh, no, no, of course not. I'll just leave the door on the latch.
Shall we go, Paul? Come in, Paul. Do you care for a drink?
Did Adrian live here?
Yes.
I don't know this place at all.
We only moved in a few months before he left.
The children?
Would you like to see their room?
Yes, please.
All right.
Well, where are they?
Why?
What have you done with them?
They're in school.
School?
Yes, didn't the family tell you? I run the store for Father, and the children stay in school in town. They come home weekend.
I'm sorry. Adrian made me promise to come and see them.
Isn't that Adrian's watch?
Yes, he gave it to me.
It's broken.
Yes. It has the children's picture in the back of it.
I know. I gave it to him.
Where's Wowo?
Wowo?
Libby's rag dog.
Oh, well, she still has it. She'll bring it home with her tomorrow. Imagine you're knowing about Wilbur.
I know everything about the children. Well, I'll be able to see them then tomorrow?
Yes, of course you will. Shall we go in the other room, Paul? Oh, I do look forward so much to the weekends when they come home. Paul? What did you think I'd done with the children?
Nothing. I came especially to see them, and when they weren't there. I don't know what Adrian would think of all this.
Adrian? What do you mean?
I see him very often, in my dreams. Don't you?
Oh. Yes, I see him often. Very often. Are you sure I can't get you something? Maybe a little brandy.
I think I will.
All right. I've got to ask you something, Paul. I wrote a certain letter to Adrian.
The one about Howard?
Then you know about it.
I never saw the letter, but he told me about it.
Did he never get any of my other letters after that one?
No, that was the last one he got, the day before he was captured.
One day. If only it hadn't reached him.
But it was true, wasn't it?
Yes, it was true. I was just thinking of what he might have been spared. It hurt him, didn't it?
He changed after it.
Did he hate me for it?
I don't know. He just told me about it, and after that,
Yes.
he mentioned only the children, about how he must come back to save them.
From what? From me?
From this Howard.
But surely he must have known from my letter that I'd never let him have them.
I don't know. He said he'd sooner see them dead. This was another of his favorites.
Paul, I've got to talk to someone. I've never been able to tell the family. You see, they think so much of me. Will you listen to me, will you?
Yes.
It had nothing to do with love or anything like that. It was too brief. I didn't even hate this man, much less love him. I kept all the hatred and disgust for myself. Even Adrian couldn't have had so much for me.
He never said he had any.
You have, haven't you?
No. Would it matter if I had?
Yes, it would. Because there's something of Adrian about you. You don't hate me or judge me.
No.
Think if Adrian had come back, he'd have forgiven me.
I don't know.
You said he was a saint, Paul. Well, he was a saint to me, too. I've loved him ever since I was a little girl. He was my whole life. I leaned on him for everything. When he went away, and I was left alone, I was lost. Do you think he could have understood that when I was with this other man, it was really him, Adrian, I was with? Only women are never supposed to be human. They must wait month after month, year after year in loneliness. But they must never give way to it. Well, I did. Because I loved him so much, I had to tell him what I'd done. The before he came back. In that letter. Haven't you anything to say to me? Didn't he send me one word? Didn't he even mention my name once?
Yes, he did. I'd forgotten.
What did he say? Tell me.
He said your name.
When?
When he was dying. He said it twice.
How did he say it? How did his voice sound?
It was just a whisper. Alice. Alice. It was the last thing he said as he died.
Thank you. Thank you. Please, Paul. Remember, the family doesn't know anything about this.
I won't tell anyone. I think I'd like to get back now.
Oh, yes, of course, I'll drive you.
No, I'd rather walk.
But you don't know the way, Paul.
Yes, I do.
You will come and see the children tomorrow, won't you?
Yes, I must keep my promise. Mustn't I?
Yes.
Well, good night.
You'll never know what you've done for me. Good night, Paul.
I'm grateful to you. So grateful. You're keeping your promise. Tomorrow you'll see them. Send them to me. Quickly. Send them to me. You promised me the children. And a promise is a sacred thing.
Yes, Agent. I hear you.
Tomorrow you'll see them. Send them to me. Send them to me. Time. The time is so short. Can you forget so soon? Must I wander alone? Must I?
Yes, Agent.
Never forget me. Never forget me. Never forget.
Morning, Mum.
Good morning, Paul. Did you have a good night?
Wonderful. I haven't slept like that in months.
Good.
Morning. Do Adrian's things fit you?
Mm-hmm. All except the slippers.
Well, come on, let's hurry.
It gave me such a start. I saw him there at the cookie jar, just like I used to catch Adrian in the mornings.
You feel the same, then?
About what?
It's almost like having Adrian back.
Well, for a moment, I just didn't know where I was.
I told you I can run fast.
Oh, that wasn't fair. I lost the shoes.
Oh, I was ahead of you all the time.
Well, I had to let you win.
All right, then. Let's see what you can do in the water. Or race you to the other side and back.
No, wait a minute. Let's just relax for a bit.
Okay.
Oh, this is wonderful. If only one could stop time and stay with all this forever.
Like this always. Nearly always, anyway. You can come here every morning. Or do you have to go back to the hospital? Well, maybe you won't have to be there long. And you can always come back here.
Can I?
Unless you have somewhere else you'd rather go, somewhere you'd prefer.
There's nowhere else. But I only have today and tomorrow.
Paul, is there anything worrying you?
Why do you ask?
You say such odd things.
What have I said?
Yesterday you said there's no future for you, and just now you said there's only today and tomorrow.
Well, I only meant that I have to go back tomorrow.
Oh. Well, come on. We'll get a cold breakfast.
Hello, Carrie. Thanks for bringing my monsters home.
Oh, they were no trouble at all. We had fun.
Mother, Bobo's stomach got torn.
Oh, no, poor old Whoa-Whoa.
And his insides fell out.
Well, never mind, darling. We'll sew him up and give him a nice new tummy.
And we took him into dinner with us, and Johnny filled him up with cabbage off his plate.
Johnny, you didn't. What did your teacher say?
She didn't like it, and I don't like cabbage. That fell out, too. You let it fall all over the floor, and I got a black mark. Fruit nuggets, I'm hungry.
You always are. Now, here's a cookie for you, and here's one for you, Libby.
Thank you, Nana.
Don't they feed you anything at school?
Never.
Well, we paid them plenty. Oh, how are you, Mrs. Sanborn?
Hi, Skipper.
Harry, you shouldn't laugh at them. You shouldn't.
I'm sorry, Alice. That Johnny's such a little character.
He certainly is. Thanks so much for bringing them home.
Oh, nonsense. It was right on my way home. You know as well as I'd love nothing better than to have them for the whole day.
No, you don't. The last time you had them, Libby got sick twice.
Now, that's not fair. She was perfectly all right up until the cream puffs, I think it was.
Had breakfast?
Yeah, I just finished when you called. Another 10 minutes and you'd have missed me.
You're sure I'm not keeping you from anything?
No, nothing at all. Went on to golf at the club, so and that can wait. Now, what's on your mind?
Well, I need some advice, Perry.
Oh, as a lawyer or as a friend?
You're always both to me.
Yes, I know.
Look, can I raise 10,000 quickly?
You can raise 15 if it comes to that, but may I ask strictly as your lawyer what it's for?
Well, I want to lend it to somebody. I suppose it wouldn't be possible to raise it today, would it?
Suppose you tell me what the trouble is. Its name be Howard Gray?
Then you know about it.
I ran into him one night a couple of weeks ago downtown.
Did he tell you anything about me?
Didn't stay very long. He was pretty high. I didn't want a scene.
Then he told you.
Alice, let's skip all this. The important thing is that he's worried. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. This little letter came yesterday.
Quite a letter. Love and money all mixed together. Alice, you in love with this man?
Of course not. I never have been.
This the first time he's asked to borrow money?
No.
Using the same threat that he'd go to the Carmichael.
He hinted at it. Of course, at that time, it was only a few hundred. It was long after I broke up with him.
Why didn't you come to me then?
Oh, Carrie, I wanted to. Believe me, I wanted to, but I just couldn't. I was too ashamed.
I've taken the trouble to find out a few things about our friend, Mr. Gray. It seems he's developed into quite a professional. All he needed was a war and a lot of lonely women. Preferably nice, decent ones.
Decent?
Oh, you'd be surprised unless you were a lawyer. You see, men like Gray do possess a certain power. All they need is a chance to use it. It's like a disease that attacks and works on a weakened body. Loneliness is a great weakener.
You can't think much of me, can you, Perry?
I can't throw any stones, Alice, and I know of very few people who can. The main thing is that you mustn't blame yourself. You've got to stop being afraid. He can be handled. If he comes here and he wants this money, you tell him he'll have to see me about it. I can fix it so that he'll never bother you again. Please, you mustn't be afraid.
You're quite a guy, aren't you?
A lot of people would argue that point with you. But I will tell you exactly what I am. When it comes to waiting, I'm the world's champ. Well, you better see what our little character's gotten into now, hmm?
Coming, darling.
Don't worry, we'll fix her. Won't we, Harry?
Oh, that was wonderful. I can't remember the last home-cooked breakfast that I had.
Come along, Meg. You can't stay here all day. It's dishes for you, young lady.
Well, I don't have time to do that in my room, too. I have to be in town at 10.
After you've done the dishes. You've got plenty of time.
She'll be bossing you next. Would you like to come into town with me?
Oh, no, I have to go and see the children. I promised Alice I'd go over.
I never knew anyone who made so many promises.
I would have a word with Paul first. No, my dear, I don't want that. Paul would just lend me a hand.
Oh, now, you mustn't overdo it.
Nonsense. Besides, Paul hasn't seen me do this yet. Now, my boy, if you'll just,
Oh, like a small boy showing off.
All right, sir?
Oh, that's fine. My boy, we have reason to be very grateful to you.
In what way, sir?
It's years since I moved this arm, much less walked. If you hadn't come here, I'd be just like I was before, useless to myself and to everyone else.
I still don't see what I did.
Paul, I had committed the great sin. I had given in. Then you walk in through our door, a stranger, and talk to us. And what happens? I walk again. My wife has new life and hope in her heart. And this house, it is as if a shadow had been removed from it. It's like a miracle to us. As if Adrian himself has come back from the dead.
Come back from the dead? Don't say that.
Paul, I only meant...
I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry. I've been so happy here.
I'm glad to hear that. It helps me to say something that I'd like very much to say. Tell me, Paul, what are your plans?
plans?
Yes, for the future.
I don't have any. What? Why do you ask?
Oh, just interested. Have you chosen a career?
Career? What has all this got to do with me?
I mean, you don't have to work.
Why?
Well, to put it briefly, even in the short time you've been here with us, we've come to regard you as one of us. I have a business here, a bookstore, a good one. You could have a share in it as my son.
Your son?
Yes, Paul. This would be your home.
And Mum and Dad and Meg and Jody and all the things. The grandfather clock and the piano. All mine.
Yes, Paul, all yours.
You really mean that?
Every word. Don't you think Adrian would say the same?
Adrian?
Yes, if he was here with us now, in this room.
But he is here. And you offer me all of this, and he's here. All the time. Listening. I came here because of my promise. And you offer me his home.
It isn't as if you'd be taking anything from Adrian.
No, I'm not taking anything from him.
Take a little time to think it over. There's all today and tomorrow.
Yes, I still have today. And tomorrow.
There's no hurry. And now you're going to see the children.
Yes, I must see the children.
Paul, are you off to Alice's?
Yes.
Do you know the way?
Yes, I walked back last night.
Well, have a nice time. I know you will. You'll love the children.
I do already.
What does he say?
Tell the truth, I couldn't quite make him out. He seems to have an idea that he's intruding here.
Mommy, he's fat. Look at his tummy.
I know. Now we've sewn him up nice and tight, and his tummy can't fall out again. Oh, hello, Paul. Come on in. I thought I heard the doorbell. Libby, Johnny, this is Uncle Paul. He was a very good friend of Daddy's. Oh, go on, say hello. Go on, he won't eat you.
Oh,
Is that Wowo?
how'd you know his name?
Your daddy told me. I know all about Wowo. I remember the time when he got lost and you couldn't find him anywhere. And you know where he was? In the garbage can. And you only found him just in time.
I did?
That's right, darling.
Do you think I could have a look at him?
Sure.
Oh, my, he is fat, isn't he? He'll have to reduce.
That's what my mommy does. We do.
Oh, telling all my secrets.
And you must be Johnny, of course. My, you have grown. You were very little when I first knew you.
Look, how about showing Uncle Paul around the place, huh? Then I can have a chance to tidy up your room.
Can we show him the barn?
Oh, sure, if you'd like to see it.
Would you?
Very much.
Then you can carry Wowo.
Thank you.
All right, off you all go. And try not to get too dirty, will you?
Yes, we'll all try.
Where are you going in such a hurry?
We're going to show him the barn. Annie, this is Uncle Paul. He was a friend of Daddy's.
Johnny, are you going to work up a good appetite for lunch?
We aren't going to have cabbage, are we?
Not today, but we are going to have roast beef and mashed potatoes.
I just hate cabbage. Here it is. I'll open it. This is our hideout. Here's where we play elevators. Uncle Paul, I can teach you how to play elevators. You see, Uncle Paul, we can lift you way up in the sky. Hurry up, Libby. Now we can play elevators. Ladies first. All right. Here you are. Now pull on the rope, Uncle Paul. Till it's tight. Now pull her. Now it's my turn, Libby. It's my turn. It's my turn.
Now, don't let's play this game anymore.
I haven't had my turn.
No, I don't like this game. Take off the rope.
That's what comes of letting ladies go first.
Well, we'll play it another time.
When?
I don't know, but not today.
Tomorrow, then?
Yes, all right, tomorrow. Come on.
I liked it, Uncle Paul. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, you had your turn, Libby, but I didn't. You haven't seen the lost.
Another time.
Oh, Willow's ribbon is untied. I'll fix it.
Let's go somewhere else.
Don't you want to see the rest of the barn?
We'll see the rest tomorrow.
Then let's go see the brook.
Yes. Yes, that was nice.
And don't forget, Libby, I'm first in the elevator tomorrow. All right. Uncle Paul, Uncle Paul, Uncle Paul. Last year we caught a dragon here, didn't we, Johnny? It was a toad. Well, it looked like a dragon. Anyway, it died, and we had a funeral. Uncle Paul, did you have a funeral when Daddy died?
Yes. Come on.
Were you there?
Yes, I was there.
I remember him, but Libby didn't get born till later. Well, I tried.
What's this place?
It's the spring house. Yes, Uncle Paul, it's the spring house.
Is it locked?
The key's right up there. Yes, the key's right up there.
Your father sent me here
Why?
because he loved you very much. And he made me promise to make sure that you'd both be happy.
They put it up high so we couldn't reach it. We're not supposed to play here. It's all right with grown-ups. Annie used to put butter and milk here to cool. And one day somebody came and stole it. Now she doesn't put it in here anymore. Oh, Libby, you look funny. You look funnier than I do. Come on, Uncle Paul, you can see yourself. Oh, Libby, you're getting all wet.
You know something your daddy told me about you, Libby?
What?
He said when you were a baby, you used to kiss him and make his face all wet.
She still does. I do not. I'll show you, Uncle Paul. There, your face isn't wet, is it?
No, not from kissing.
I don't believe in kissing, and I bet my daddy didn't either.
Your daddy was a very great man.
He was a hero.
Yes, he was a very great hero. He loved you both very much. Look, I'll show you something. It's in the back of this watch. I wonder if you'll remember. Look, there are the two of you. That's you, Libby, and that's you, Johnny.
You look little, Johnny. Did Daddy give it to you?
Yes, he did. He told me lots of things about you two.
What things?
Oh, lots and lots.
Tell us.
Not now, Johnny, another time.
Oh, look! The bubbles are bubbling higher!
Don't make so much noise, or someone will hear us.
You can't hear anything outside.
You can't?
Because the walls are too thick. Look at the bubbles, Johnny. I can make bubbles, too. I can, too. Uncle Pa, you're killing me. Uncle Pa, if I went. What did you do that for?
It was just a joke.
We'll get into trouble if we're found playing here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then you won't tell, will you?
I'm not a blabbermouth. Libby is. I am not. She tells Mommy everything.
But you won't tell her about this, will you?
No, Uncle Pa. Oh, Willow! He'll get drowned!
No. Let me do it.
He'll catch a cold. He can't catch cold, silly. He's only a make-believe dog. He isn't.
Well, just the same, we'll give him a good squeeze, and then we'll wrap him up. Look, like this. All right?
That's for Willow.
Darling, come on.
Come on, Uncle Pa.
How? All right, Big Chief, go wash your hands for lunch.
Well, here we are.
Well, hello. What's the matter with you, old woman? Can't you walk anymore?
We got a little tired.
Oh, and what happened to Wowo?
You almost got drowned.
We were by the brook.
Well, that's nice. Now go and wash your hands, darling.
There we go.
Uncle Pa.
Oh, Libby.
Oh, this is quite a love affair.
It is, I assure you, at least on my part.
You weren't going away.
I'm afraid Uncle Paul has to, darling. How about taking the love of your life to Sunday school in the morning? I'll join you for church later.
I'd love to.
You got a date, Libby. Now, will you wash those hands?
Come on.
We've got a date, Uncle Pa.
Oh, this is serious. I do hope you won't take her away from me. But I can trust you. Sure you don't mind taking them to church?
Of course not.
Thanks. Paul.
Leave me alone. Please, Adrian. I can't do it. All right, Adrian. I promise.
After tomorrow, you'll rest. I'll not come to you again after tomorrow. We've come so far, and there's so little time. So little time. So little time. So little time.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Alice. Are the children ready?
Paul, Mother was just on the phone. She seems rather worried about you. Maybe you should rest. I don't think you should take the children to church.
But I'm perfectly well.
All right.
Is that you, Uncle Paul?
Yes, and your date's here.
We're ready. I haven't got my hat on.
You haven't got your coat on. Now listen, children. I don't want you to tire Uncle Paul, see? Church bells haven't started ringing yet, so you have plenty of time. Now walk slowly, huh?
Can we go through the woods?
Yes, it's a nice shortcut.
Will you be at church after Sunday school?
I'll be there, darling. Goodbye.
Bye. But the church is that way, Uncle Paul. But we'll be late for Sunday school.
We have time.
Well, why are you bringing us here?
I want to tell you something. Something very wonderful.
Hello, Alice.
Something told me it was you.
Well, I just thought I would look the place over.
But you promised you'd never come here.
And I changed my mind. Oh, I brought you a present. Very comfortable. You have wonderful taste.
Why did you have to come here, of all places?
Why? Because you are here.
Listen to me. This is Adrian's house, and I don't want you to...
To defile it with my presence?
That's right.
I must say, it doesn't look very defiled to me. Oh, are these the children? Afraid I was going to defile them too? Oh, as a matter of fact, I like children. And as a rule, they like me. If you let me see them for a moment, I will prove it to you.
They happen to be in church.
Oh, pardon me. You know, I had a sudden feeling that I might have grown horns and a tail.
I don't find that very funny.
Neither do I. Didn't you get my letter?
Yes, I got your letter yesterday when all the banks were closed. Did you think I kept $10,000 lying around the house?
Didn't you read the letter right through?
Yes, I read it very carefully.
You don't believe it?
I believed it. The part about the money and the threat.
Threat?
Yes, the part where you said you couldn't wait to tell the world all about us.
And you call that a threat?
I call it blackmail, too. What would you call it?
Blackmail? But I lose my voice, my only means of earning my living. I am forced to borrow some money to tide me over until I get it back again. And because of what we have been to each other, I come to you for help. And that is blackmail? Where are you going?
To get my checkbook.
I saw your daddy last night.
My daddy is dead. You said so before.
Yes, I know, but you can still see him.
How?
By magic. Come over here and lie down. Now look in the water.
Is Daddy in the water?
Not yet.
I can't see him. Neither can I.
I must go and get the magic. Now, you wait here.
When you come back, will we see Daddy?
Yes, I promise. I won't be long.
Magic. You can do a lot of things with magic.
But what can we do? We're mad for each other. Why fight it is true? I'm yours and you're mine.
Remember that? Beautiful. Whenever I sang that song, it was to you. Alice, you do care, don't you?
We're wrong for each other, but still
Take your check and go.
Leave you now. Oh, darling, I won't leave you. I'm here to stay.
Let go of me.
when I call her darling, we've always known.
You let go of me. Let go of me. Get out of this house. That's all I want is you to get out of this house.
You want more time to think things over? Well, all right. I can wait.
There's nothing to think over.
Say, what is this?
It's all I have in my checking account. If you want any more, you'll go and see my lawyer.
Your lawyer?
That's right.
No, I don't think so. Oh, I think I would rather go to your father-in-law. But I am sure that he will be anxious to help us.
How dare you?
Don't you think he would when he knows what we have been to each other? He must know that a woman like you cannot go on being married to a corpse.
Stop it. Stop it, do you hear me?
Nor can the children get the love they need. The love and the care that I can give them.
You can't have them.
Paul.
Who is this?
I know who you are. He told me about you. You can't have them. I promised Adrian.
Drop that knife.
Paul, please. Listen to me. Drop it. Drop it.
wasn't my fault. You saw it. You saw what happened.
Don't!
Yes.
Doctor, what do you think?
I've seen this sort of thing happen to shell shock cases before.
Will he be all right?
Well, there's the amnesia, but that's not unusual in these cases, and it's almost always temporary. I've checked his reflexes, and I find no sign of a blood clot.
Good.
When did you say he was due back at his hospital?
This evening.
Well, keep him quiet, and I'll have another look at him in a few hours. Oh, if there's any sudden change, call me.
I will. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Paul, can I get you something? The doctor said you must rest.
Doctor. Where? Is this a hospital? Who?
This is Alice.
Alice.
Yes. Don't you remember?
Adrian.
That's right.
Children. Where are they? Where are they?
They're here, Paul. I brought them back from the spring house. They're playing in the kitchen.
They're all right.
Well, yes, of course they are. Don't you remember? You took them to the spring house on your way to church. I'll get them for you. Oh, Lily. Well...
Uncle Paul, are you feeling better? We waited in the spring house, Uncle Paul.
Thank God, thank God.
You didn't come back with the magic, Uncle Paul. And we waited. We did.
Did you?
Now, look, Mommy's going to fix Uncle Paul some soup. So both of you take care of him.
All right. You gonna stay with us? Forever? Do you have to go back, Uncle Paul?
Yes, Libby. Yes, I have to go back.
Goodbye, Paul. Good luck.
Paul, promise you'll come back.
Lord!
Will we come back, Mom?
Someday.